Most tabletop handouts feel disposable. This one doesn't. Let me show you how to make a royal decree prop that instantly levels up your game. Now to begin, we're just going to take some aged paper. If you didn't see how to make that, go check out the last video where I walk you through a few different steps on how to do that. Now to actually get the paper prepped for writing on, we're going to go ahead and mark out some spacing and lines where we're going to actually be writing to make sure we keep it all straight. So that title line is going to be at the 1 inch mark, and then I'm going to skip down another inch to 2 inches, and then I'm going to mark that every half inch all the way down to 9 inches, making sure that we have enough room at the bottom for our seal and everything else. For that title line, we're going to do it from 2 to 7 inches, and then on the rest of the lines, it's going to be from 1 to 8 inches, making sure that we leave a gap on both ends of it just to keep it all neat and straight. Now, if you're building this for your own tabletop game, I've linked all of the exact materials I used down in the description below. From the paper to the seal to the ink, it's all right down there. So if you want to get this build for your own table, be sure to check those out. Now, I'll also link these 2 books down below so that you can get them for yourself. They have a lot of great tips and practical application steps listed in these as well. Now, I'll be using just a standard quill with a couple different tips on here. I'll be using the calligraphy medium and the fine number 5. And for the ink, I'll be using the Speedball calligraphy ink. Now I'll just give that a good shake to make sure it's all incorporated and make sure I don't have any ink on my fingers. You want to make sure that you are nice and clean so that you do not get any fingerprints or smudges anywhere you don't want them. Also make sure you have a scrap piece of paper to get off any excess ink off of the quill before you start writing, and then you begin. Now, this calligraphy style that I use is not in either of the books, and it's actually one that I learned in my high school art class whenever we were doing the projects there. So this will be just kind of a breakdown of it. There's lots of styles and fonts and letterings that you can do. This is just the one I'm using, but give it your own spin and flavor. Now, when it comes to tabletop gaming, I genuinely believe immersion is the single greatest additive that you can bring to your table. You can write the most intricate story, you can build incredible NPCs, you can design a world with deep lore and political tension. But if your players never feel like they're inside that world, you're leaving so much on the table. Because tabletop games don't compete with video games on graphics, they don't compete with movies on spectacle. What they do better than anything else is imagination. And imagination becomes exponentially more powerful when it has something tangible to latch onto. And that's where immersion changes everything. When a player is just told, the king sends you a decree, that's information. But when you physically hand them a weathered parchment, sealed with wax, written in ink, that's presence. You're not just hearing about the world, they're touching it. Props like the royal decree act as anchors. They make the fiction feel grounded, they signal to your players that this world has weight, that exists beyond the words coming out of your mouth. And once players feel grounded in the world, their choices change. They lean in more, they take stakes more seriously, they role-play deeper. This isn't about being fancy, it's not about being theatrical for the sake of it, it's about closing the gap between imagination and experience. And something as simple as a tea-stained sheet of paper with a wax seal can do far more immersion than hours of exposition ever could. And that's why I make these props. Not because they look cool, even though they do, but because they transform how the game feels. And feeling is what makes tabletop unforgettable. And the best part is, immersion isn't expensive, it isn't complicated, it's intentional. A single prop at the right moment can completely shift the energy at the table. When players pass around a sealed decree, examine the handwriting, break the wax themselves, that moment becomes a shared memory. It becomes tactile, it becomes real. Weeks later, they won't remember the quest from the king. They'll remember the night they broke the seal. And that's the difference. Props turn information into experience. And experience is what makes a tabletop game legendary. And if you care about making your tabletop world feel this real, this tangible, this alive, that's exactly what we do here at the Craft Cave. So if you enjoy practical builds that actually elevate your game, make sure to like the video and subscribe. There's a lot more immersive props coming, and would love to have you at the table. And if you enjoyed this type of video, let me know down in the comments below what about it you liked and what other types of products like this you'd enjoy to see in the future. Now to finish this up, we're just going to sign off on this letter, and we will be done with the inking stage of this. Now for the next part, we just need to erase all of our lines that we used as guides. So we're just going to take an eraser and carefully and lightly erase those without tearing the page. You want to make sure that you give all of your ink enough time to dry because you don't want to get any smudges after you've done all this hard work. Now, for the stamping itself, we're going to take an ice cube and some wax seals. I ordered these off Amazon, and I'll link the exact ones down below. I myself am pretty partial to the sun and moon one, and that is the one we're going to be using today, but whenever you pick a stamp, you want to think about how it'll fit into your world. For mine, this will be for the Kingdom of Cirque, and they are based around the sun, so this fits nicely with that motif. Now, to add a little bit of extra flair, I'm going to take just a little bit of ribbon and trim that down as just a little added detail to the seal, which will add just another little lively element to it. You don't have to do this, it looks great without it, but I'm going to go ahead and do it anyways. For the wax, I'm just going to use the hot glue applicator for it and squirt it on there. Make sure I have enough for the size, and then I'm going to dab off any water that might be on there. Make sure you have the stamp aligned correctly, how you want it set, and then press it down nice and firm into it and just let it rest there for a minute. You don't want to pull it away too soon and risk messing it up. At this point, I will also tilt it a little bit so that it starts to run down just for a little bit more detail. Now, you want to make sure that you give your seal plenty of time to cool off completely. You don't want to touch it or anything, otherwise you're going to get fingerprints and everything else in there, which you do not want. If you want to speed that up a little bit, you can stick it in the freezer very carefully, just let it cool down for a minute, but just be patient with this part. But once you do have that dried, it gives a very nice look to it. Now, to do one little extra detail to make it pop, I'm going to take this gold Sharpie and I'm just going to very lightly rub over the top of that just to make all of the details of that stamp really pop on there. I've done this with silver and copper colors as well, and they all look really good, but gold, it seems to be the one that I find myself going back to. And once you've got that done, your royal decree is complete and ready to hand out to your tables. If you enjoyed this video, let me know down below, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.